New Jersey Republican Congressman Tom Kean has finally broken his silence, revealing that a hospitalization to treat depression kept him away from Capitol Hill for 117 days. Kean, who is 57 years old and seeking a third term in a competitive district, disappeared from Congress and the campaign trail back in March with almost no public explanation. He and his staff refused for months to say where he was or what was keeping him away. He missed more than 100 votes and stayed entirely out of public view before returning to the House floor on Tuesday with a formal statement. The format he chose was deliberate. Rather than hold a news conference where he might have faced direct questions, Kean spoke during a morning period in which lawmakers deliver brief remarks to a mostly empty House chamber. The setup allowed him to say precisely what he wanted and nothing more. Before and after the speech, reporters lined the hallways of the Capitol asking him where he had been, whether he was fit to serve, and why he had not been more transparent. He said nothing, appearing wan and visibly worn. In his remarks, Kean described himself as a private person by nature who had struggled to share what he had been through. He said that several months ago, due to health concerns, he entered the hospital for testing, and that his doctors gave him a diagnosis of depression. He took a moment to push back on how people often think about the illness. Many people think it is feeling sad, he said. It is so much more than that. It is physical, it is emotional, and until you experience it yourself, it is hard to understand how powerful this illness could be. He also acknowledged that when he had initially told his office he would be gone for just a few weeks, he genuinely believed that. His doctors advised him that the fastest path to recovery was to remain hospitalized. He said he was hesitant at first, he did not think he had time for it, but he followed their advice. What Kean did not address was why, once it became clear that a few weeks had stretched into months, neither he nor his staff ever corrected the record or offered any updated explanation. That prolonged silence drew scrutiny not just from journalists but from members within his own party. Depression is a serious medical condition, and Kean's willingness to name it publicly carries real weight at a time when mental health still carries stigma in political life. But the deliberate lack of information across those 100-plus days raised genuine questions about transparency and his capacity to represent his district, questions that Tuesday's carefully staged floor appearance left largely unanswered. Whether voters in his competitive New Jersey district will accept this explanation, and whether the lingering questions will shape his re-election bid, remains to be seen. Tom Kean is back in the Capitol, with part of the story told, and the rest still hanging in the air.